New York has been a lame sports town for a long time. The Knicks have had about the easiest road you've ever had in the NBA Finals. I'll give you my prediction coming up. I know exactly how we're going to play this thing. Now, Rashid Rice is in jail. Yeah, Monday. I'm Erik Kuselias. Welcome into my YouTube show. I mean, look, this is the first month we're doing the show. We're absolutely killing it. Thank you so much for being here. And here's why it's different. There's nobody who can tell me what to do or say, or that I can't say this or I can't say that. So I'm just basically going to say whatever the hell I want, however I want it. And I don't care if Adam Silver gets upset. And every week, by the way, I'm giving away a free access to my Discord, 1 month free. If you subscribe, if you like, we're going to pull somebody out and grant them access to the Discord. You know that my Discord is the #1 in the world when it comes to sports wagering. We've been killing it for 20 years, 22-8 in hockey last month, for example. If you need help, I'm there. You can join the Super Discord and you can talk to me directly. But I'm going to give away a free month if you like and subscribe. So let's get to it. All right, we have the NBA Finals coming up. It's San Antonio. It's the Knicks. Everyone's going to give you this, sort of lame kind of preview. Let's just get right to it. First of all, this is going to be cool because it's new. This is 8 straight years we're going to have a different franchise winning. Toronto, Lakers, Bucks, Golden State, Denver, Boston, OKC, and now either San Antonio or the Knicks. And these are radically different teams, right? It's New York, it's Texas. And I'm going to get to the two governors who went at it in epic fashion coming up in about 5 minutes. But let's just look at San Antonio. I mean, just physically, you put him in a lineup. It's Victor Wembanyama. He's their guy. 7'4", huge, young, 22. And oh, by the way, didn't play college basketball, comes from France, right? And what's the opposite of that? Jalen Brunson. Little. The college player of the year and national champion at Villanova. Wasn't the #1 pick, was overlooked, comes to New York, gets it signed, and he's a vet, and now he brings his team in. Like, you can't have two teams that are more different when you look at their leaders and faces of the franchise. Now, there is some synergy here. I call them synergy points, because it's like, all right, they're all a little different, but they can help you figure out who's going to win this thing. They played in the NBA Cup Final, Knicks won. I don't give much credence to the regular season. NBA Cup Final, I'll look a little bit at that. Knicks won that. Also, it's a rematch of 99. This is just more interesting than going to affect this particular series. But Tim Duncan was age 22 that year, like Wemby is age 22 this year. And the Knicks had a Brunson in 99. Yeah, Jalen Brunson's father, Rick Brunson, was on that team. So there's some synergy coming full circle here, and away we go. Now, for the Knicks, I say go New York, go New York, go. Right? That's a little phrase, a little chant. It's about time for New York. And I've said this, and people want to disagree, and they're just wrong. The Knicks need to close the deal. Getting to the final and having a nice little run and this is wonderful. First final since 99. Yeah, great. Let's just lean in and say what's the truth here. New York has been a lame sports town for a long time. That's right. Lame sports town. Long time. Jets and Giants, you want any part of that? No. Knicks, gross. Rangers, Islanders, no. I'm not counting the New Jersey teams. I know the Jets and Giants play New Jersey, but you got to have at least New York in your name. All right? Mets, with the World Series, with Harvey and company, 2015? No. Had a nice little run to the NLCS a couple of years, but you're not closing the deal. Yankees are the last one. 2009. Dude, it's been 15 years since a parade in that city. And I know that people live in New York are like, oh, wait till I have to come to Madison Square Garden. Dude, nobody's afraid of New York anymore. You know what New York is? They're Notre Dame football. That's what New York is right now. Until you win, you are Notre Dame football. You got history, you got tradition. But nobody fears you anymore. The guys in the league didn't grow up with you being good. Babe Ruth, Derek Jeter, Mariano Rivera, Mickey Mantle, Dave DeBuscher, Eli Manning, Y.A. Tittle, Phil Simms, Lawrence Taylor, Joe Namath. These are all, I've heard these names, but who the hell are they to Victor Wembanyama and the rest of the Spurs like Stephon Castle? Right? They're not going to be intimidated any more than they were going into OKC or going in LA and seeing Jack Nicholson and all those guys and be like, hey, what's up? All right? New York's not going to have an extra home court advantage because they play in the Mecca. They just won't. And they haven't. Look at it. Number two, when you look at right now with the Knicks, people are like, oh, they're on a dominant, crazy run. Yeah, they've won 11 in a row. But if we really look at it, the Knicks have had about the easiest road you've ever had at the NBA Finals. Now, it's not their fault. I'm not blaming the Knicks. I'm not in any way knocking the Knicks because you can only play who they give you. I'm just pointing out this has not been a murderer's row for the Knicks to get here. It's James Harden in the playoffs. That scare you? A beat-up Philly team who just constantly underachieves. And the perpetually 42-40 Atlanta Hawks. That's who they beat. Okay. Again, not blaming the Knicks. Knicks don't get to pick their opponents. But the Knicks are going to have to step up in class if they want to break this drought and finally win a title. And we'll see if they get it done. And I'll say this again. I don't want to hear what a great year it is for New York if they don't win the title. You need a parade. All right? The Canyon of Heroes. I need a parade for the Knicks. All right? We'll see if San Antonio can get it done. I find it fascinating. And I've said, look, Wemby's the best player in the planet. All right? This torch gets passed. It's very clearly and very rarely. Right? It was LeBron. Long time. And then eventually it was Jokic, right? Jokic was the best player on the planet for 5 years. Not even close. If you tried to argue anybody else, you were an idiot. Jokic just passed the torch. It's Wemby now. Wemby's the best player in the planet. Watch games. He's 7'4", he's dribbling behind his back, he's making threes from the logo, he's clutch. They basically look at him and go, okay, figure it out. It's Wemby, a bunch of solid athletic rookies, and De'Aaron Fox. They didn't make the playoffs 6 straight years coming into this year. Wemby grows up a little, and they're playing in the finals. That's how good Wemby is. That's how good Wemby is. I'll give you my prediction coming up a little later in the week. I've broken it down. I'll also put it in the Discord. I know exactly how I want to play these finals. I know exactly how we're going to play this thing, and we're going to absolutely knock it stiff. All right, next topic. We're 100 days away from the NFL, so I'm going to do the NFL every day. Every day. Different angles, different places, different bets, different wagers. Nobody does a better job wagering on the NFL than I do. And again, if you like and subscribe, you can get yourself a free month to my Discord. We're going to just draw somebody and let them have it. All right? Free month. The #1 sports betting Discord in the world. Now, Rashee Rice is in jail. I mean, jail. It's not prison, it's jail. You know, those are different. Anyway, there's about 10 people right now are shaking their head going, yep, I know the difference. Yep, I know. There's a difference between prison and jail. He's in jail. And people are saying, oh, the Chiefs should cut him. The Chiefs should cut him. And I'm like, come on, stop it. And the Chiefs are standing behind him. You know, sometimes a team will cut you. Sometimes they'll stand behind you. People say, well, think of it this way the rest of your life and you'll never get confused. Athletes are commissioned salespeople for a small business, right? Think of them that way, okay? If you're really good and you're bringing in all kinds of money, if you're selling at 194% of commission, you're going to be able to get away with a lot. You get a DUI on the weekend, they're not firing you. You forget to hand in your report on a Friday, they're not firing you. You could show up at the office meetings in shorts and flip-flops. No one's going to say anything because you're selling at 194% commission. You could be the best guy in the world. Always, always, always obey the law. Always have a suit and tie on. Always first one there for the meetings. You know, buy everybody's Girl Scout cookies for their kid and all that other stuff that you run around the office. If you're selling at 63% commission, they're going to fire you. Simple as that. Same thing with NFL players or NBA players or Major League Baseball players. If you are ringing the bell and you are important to us winning, they're going to find a way to keep you on the team. Now, there, of course, are certain things you can't do because at that point in time, it doesn't matter what you're selling, we got to get rid of you. violent crimes. There's certain no-nos. But by and large, you get treated differently based upon how good you are. You get treated differently based upon what you can provide for the business. And that's not just professional athletes. That's anybody who's in a sales job. And if you are in a sales job, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're going, yep, Eric, I got you. Because that is what Rashee Rice is bringing to Kansas City. If Rashee Rice was a lousy player, a fourth-string guy, a practice squad guy, they would get rid of him so fast, they might not even let him clean out his locker. All right. And how about this story? Alan Johnson is a guy who lives in Phoenix. Okay? And it's Mother's Day, and he's going to take his lovely wife to the Arizona Diamondbacks game. By the way, that's a good woman. When you can get away with giving away tickets to a baseball game to your mother or wife for Mother's Day, yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Good for you. Put that woman on a $20 bill. Awesome. They go on Mother's Day, wants to catch a foul ball, brings his little glove. Nothing comes. So he says, let's go back next week. I really want to catch a foul ball. They sit in the outfit. She's like, all right, whatever, man. They show up, they buy tickets, they show up, and Arizona tells them, these tickets are actually for tomorrow. Looks at this lovely betrothed and says, well, we're all the way out here. What the hell? Let's just buy tickets for this game, and we'll come back tomorrow. And she says, okay. Again, this is a woman who should be on money. They sit in the outfield, and got a little glove, and Willie Adames hits a fly ball. Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Catches it. Catches the foul ball. Jumping up and down. It's great. Next day comes back. Willie Adames. Again. Another home run. Same seat. Lands same spot. Same guy catches it. The odds are in the 1 in tens of millions that you will be in the same seat back-to-back nights and catch foul ball or catch home runs in this case from the same guy. And that's what he did. That happened this week. WTF. Last one on the WTFs. Look, one of my pet peeves is always when politicians or musicians or actors, they try to snow you and they try to be posers and tell you that they're huge sports fans. Okay. Great. I had one guy at a party once come to me. Hey, you're Erik Kuselias. Yeah, how are you, bud? Nice to see you. I'm a huge sports fan. Great. Because, everybody's there at the party with their little flat front khakis on, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, who can I talk to at this thing? And I'm just trying to find a friend. I'm trying to find a life raft here. And this guy said, okay, great. And I said, this was Monday night. And I said, what time they going to put the football game on? He's like, they play football Monday nights? Yeah, they do. They do play football on Monday nights. Oh. Poser. Same thing here. So, there's a governor in New York, Kathy Hochul. And I don't care. It's not about political party. It's about her being a poser. Okay? I don't care what political party you're in. We're not going to talk politics. We're talking posers. Okay? Stick with me. And she tries to say, as her Knicks are in the finals, I'll bet Donald Trump couldn't name the starting five on the Knicks 1993 championship team. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, there's only one problem. The Knicks didn't win the championship in 93. They didn't play for the championship in 93. They got beat in the Eastern Conference Finals. As a matter of fact, there's no time in the 90s that they won a championship. The Knicks have famously not won a title since the 70s. You poser. This is what I'm talking about. Stay in your lane. Look, if you go to a wedding and you're not a good dancer, don't say, clear out the floor. I'm taking over. Time for popping and locking. Same thing here. You're a politician. You're good at that. When it comes to sports, just say, I'm cheering for the Knicks. Go New York, go New York, go. And get off the bleeping stage. Like with dancing. If you're not a good dancer, get your girl out on the floor. Like kicking the extra point. Get on, get off, don't get noticed. Hey, nobody ever says, what a beautiful extra point. What a beautiful extra point. No, they only notice when you screw up. Same thing here. You get out there, you give a little this, right? That's it. Play basketball. Play basketball. Shoot the dice. Go like this. Shopping cart. Take stuff off the shelf. That's right. Just go a little move, a little this, a little that, and then get off. Get back to your roast beef and your little lemon sorbet and your little slice of cake. Right? Don't try to be something you're not. Kathy Hochul. So now the governor of Texas, what does he do? He posts an AI shot of him dunking on her viciously. I mean, beautiful. Not classy. No one didn't think this was classy, but beautiful. Beautiful. Like something your idiot friend does, not something you would expect the governor of Texas to do, because it's going to make you laugh, but you're like, all right, I can't believe he just did that. And he did. So, I suppose she deserved it. I suppose he probably could have taken the high road. I'm getting on everybody here politically, but remember the rule is this. When you're not a good dancer, stay in your lane. When you don't know, don't pretend you do, because nobody likes a poser. All right. Like I said, you can win a free month into my Discord. We've absolutely crushed it. Just like and subscribe. That is it for today's show. I'm going to try to do this every other day and just keep doing it. I'm going to find a couple of cool stories, a couple of WTFs, and we'll call it a day. This show will evolve as it's been fun. I'm going to start bringing guests on because I have so many friends and contacts in the industry. You know this, right? I've been doing this for 20 years. I've won an Emmy, and I've decided I want to do this now in my life because I'm at a spot where I don't need to take direction from anybody. I don't need a boss. So I'm just basically going to say whatever the hell I want, however I want it, and I don't care if Adam Silver gets upset. Pound sand. I don't care if the NFL doesn't like it. Who cares? This is the one place you'll get the truth. Till next time, I'm Erik Kuselias.